Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. I am so super excited to be filming this video for everybody today. There are lots of my brand new luxury makeup purchases crammed into this video. I'm going to be trying them on, I'm going to be testing them out, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and feelings on whether I feel that these are worth it and whether I would recommend that you buy them. But for those of you that don't like buying luxury makeup, there will be an affordable drugstore version of this video going live either next week or the week after. I haven't quite decided yet. I haven't filmed that video yet, but I do have all the products and they are ready to go. So super excited about that one as well. So some of these luxury makeup items are new on the market, some of them are just new to me, and yeah, let's get started. If you are new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload 2 to 3 videos here on YouTube every single week, and I'm also on Instagram if you fancy checking me out over there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. I'd really appreciate it if you would come and join the Pampered Wolf pack. They are such a friendly bunch by clicking on that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Let's get started. So I'm going to be starting off with an eyeshadow primer because I want to put my eyeshadow on before I apply my foundation. The eyeshadow primer that I'm going to be using today is actually not the one that I wanted to buy. I bought the wrong one by mistake. I wanted to buy an Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, but I actually wanted to buy one with a tint, and this one is the original. So this is the eyeshadow primer Potion in original, and I actually wanted one that was going to cover up any discoloration on my eyelids, more like a concealer. This one is clear, so doesn't offer any coverage at all, but we're gonna roll with it because it's a really decent eyeshadow primer anyway. It's just not as good for me as one with a tint. So you'll see that it actually has a little bit of a tint when it first goes on, but when you add it to the eyelid, it actually blends in. So it doesn't cover any discoloration, but it will act like a glue for your eyeshadow. So the eyeshadow that I'm going to be using today is, again, not brand new on the market, but brand new to me. This is the Natasha Denona Zendo palette, or mini Zendo palette. This is so pretty, really pretty. So it's more peachy in tone. It's got silvers in there, but a nice warm silver in there. So this has 3 metallic shades, 2 mattes, a warm silver, corals, bronzy and burgundy shades. These are all warm toned shades. The formulas are absolutely beautiful and it's super pigmented. I actually prefer to buy the Natasha Denona mini palettes to the Natasha Denona massive palettes because I feel like if you dodge the really large palettes, which are absolutely beautiful by the way, and my favourite is the Glam palette, absolutely stunning, you get more of a shade selection if you buy the individual ones because you can really pick and choose what colour palettes you want. A lot of people wanted me to have a look at the Mini Love palette. It really wasn't, you know, floating my boat. Far too pink for me. It's just not my sort of thing. This is much more up my street. So let's get some of this on. So I'm going to take my Refa 15 brush and I am going to dip straight into this like a mauvey shade. And I'm just going to dust that on around the edge of my eye. Just in the crease and slightly above the crease, just how I like to do it. I'm then going to go into this more peachy shade, same brush. Knock off the excess and just pop that in the crease, not really going above the crease this time, and just blend that in. This is so beautiful. It's got all of the girliness of a pink without that bubblegum pink effect. It's a much warmer shade. So I'm going to try and use all of these shades today. So I'm going to go into the deepest shade right over here, go in with my finger and just press that on the outside of my eye. Then I'm going to take this shade here, which is the more peachy, pinky, metallic shade, and I'm going to press that all over the rest of the lid. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go into this final shade, give that a bit of a swirl with my finger and apply that right in the center. Look how beautiful that is. That is so beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Then I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to blend all of those shades together just with really gentle patting motions. Don't want to go overboard because I don't want to move them too much. Just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really pretty palette. Now you can go back in and deepen any of the shades up if you feel like they've softened a little bit with the blending, but I really like that look. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side and I will be back in a jiff. So that's both sides are done. I absolutely adore this palette. It is such a pretty warm palette. If you are after a warm palette, I would definitely recommend that you check this one out because very, very rarely do we find a silver shadow that's actually warm in undertone. So really, really pretty. I'm not saying that I will use this every single time using all 5 shades. I might just dip into one shade for an eyeshadow look on one occasion, maybe 2 on another occasion, but you can be as adventurous as you want. And yeah, I definitely love this one. The quality of the shadows and the blendability is amazing and it's got great pigmentation. Let's move on to the part that I am most excited about. So this is the CHANTECAILLE brand new skincare cushion foundation. Absolutely beautiful, super luxurious, just gorgeous. And you all know that my favorite foundation of all time that I choose to treat myself every now and again to is the CHANTECAILLE oil-free gel foundation, and it's just to die for. Absolutely love it, but seriously pricey. This is on another level. So Jen from Jen Loves, and I will link her channel below because she's absolutely fantastic. If you haven't watched her channel before, I definitely recommend it. She actually describes this, for me, perfectly. So she will look at luxury makeup and say to people, there are several ways of buying ice cream. You can either go to the ice cream van and buy an ice cream for £1, or you can go to a luxury ice cream parlour and spend £30 on an ice cream. Not everybody will choose to buy the £30 ice cream. They will possibly always go for the £1 ice cream. But every now and again, it might be nice to have that little bit of an extra treat and go to the luxury ice cream parlour and buy that £30 ice cream. Others will go every single time to the luxury ice cream parlour and spend £30 on an ice cream. It's all about personal preference, budget and priorities. Now, I've been really lucky here because a representative from CHANTECAILLE contacted me and actually sent me out 3 different shades of this foundation. So I haven't had to buy this. I want to be completely open and honest with everybody. Super, super lucky. And my mum's even luckier because one of these shades that they've sent is my mum's shade. So one of them is winging its way to my mum. So I'm going to be able to show you swatches of the 3 fairest shades. So let's just do a little bit of bump on this and we'll get some on my face. So these are the brand new CHANTECAILLE Future Skin Cushion Skincare Foundation, £120 in the UK, $128 in the US. Like I said, I've got 3 shades, which I'll show you the shade swatches of in just a second. This is supposed to be a super lightweight water-based foundation with a natural, fresh finish. It's got cell communicating and skin smoothing ingredients in there, like Happikiss alvarezii and also Bionymph peptide stem cell extract. This is supposed to be hydrating. It's got glycerin and beautiful antioxidants in there to help protect the skin. This comes in 8 different shades, which is actually quite a wide spectrum, and each shade stretches, which works for multiple skin tones. So each compact contains a cushion full of product in the actual container, and then in the box you get a refill cushion in a sealed pouch. These are free of fragrance, essential oils, alcohol, parabens, phthalates, gluten. They're vegan, cruelty-free, and each cushion feeds a baby orphan elephant rescued by the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. So let's just have a look at the packaging, because you are paying for the packaging as well, so you need to like it. This just oozes luxury. Every single last bit of this packaging has just been so super well thought out. It just so luxurious. You open the packaging, it's got a cushion there, which if you take it out, the product is in this part of it there. Now this has a sealed lid. This is actually my mum's shade, so I haven't opened this one just yet, but if I open it, the product is underneath, and then you can close the lid, and you need to make sure that you close the lid every single time, otherwise this product will dry out and you'll get less from it. You want to be making sure that you're getting the most for your money as you're spending £120. So let's just have a look at the shade swatches. So from left to right, we've got Aura, which is for very fair skin tones with a cool undertone. And in the middle, we've got Alabaster, which is for fair skin tones with a balanced undertone. And then on the right, we've got Vanilla, which is my mum's shade, which is for light skin tones with a balanced undertone. I can actually get away with Aura or Alabaster, but I think I'm going to be using Alabaster today, which is for fair skin tones with a balanced undertone. So let's get some on. So the one thing I've noticed is if you are going to be using the little puff that comes with this, you do have to press into the product quite firmly in order to get enough product on the actual applicator. I didn't like this applicator when I first got it, but I am used to it now. You can also use your own blending sponge if you want to, or even use a brush, but I like this because you're not wasting any product. This isn't made of anything that's going to suck in the product, waste it, and then you won't be able to use it. So I'm going to be using this today, and I'm just going to press in this product quite firmly to coat the little puff with the product, and then just wipe this on my face. So I'm normally a stamper when it comes to applying product, and I feel like the best way of applying this is to actually smooth it onto the skin and then maybe tap it in. This is definitely a different way of applying foundation, but I really like it. So this feels super luxurious. It feels really hydrating on the skin. But what's really surprised me about this product is that it goes to being quite a wet product and quite a loose consistency product to dry on the face very quickly. And it actually doesn't rub off. So it's not one of those foundations that stays tacky on the skin. So if you like a foundation that really does dry down, you may want to give this a go if you're into those luxury foundations. Now it seriously does feel like you are just dabbing a little bit of water on your skin. That's how lightweight this actually is. And it's a really nice finish. I was expecting this to be super dewy. It's not. It just looks like skin. Very much the same as the CHANTECAILLE Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation that I love so much. But this one will give you slightly more coverage than this one. This is super nice. This is really nice. I wish I had more negatives to actually share with you, because I really want this to be a balanced review, but at the moment I absolutely love this. I mean, just look at my skin. My skin is just glowing, but super natural. If you have a lot of imperfections on your skin that you want covering, you are going to have to use a concealer with this foundation, because like I said, it's a very sheer to light coveraged foundation. But I mean, wow. So I'm going to see how this wears today. I actually watched Michelle's video on this, and she actually went out and about in this foundation. She wore a mask and it didn't rub off on her mask. So, I mean, the positives just keep racking up. So I'm actually not going to be trying out a brand new concealer. I am going to be using the one that I generally use on a day-to-day basis, but it definitely is a luxury product. This is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Correction Concealer. Sublime Perfection Concealer. Sorry, I stand corrected. Such a long-winded name. I don't know why they give these products really long names. But yeah, this is definitely a fantastic product. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about this because I've already spoken about it lots. If you want to see a full tutorial on this, how I apply it, I will link that up here for you and also in the description box so you can watch it a little bit later on. Okay, so I finished off my under eyes with the Pat McGrath concealer and also the Pat McGrath blurring powder, both phenomenal products. And I've also done my brows off camera as well using the NYX Microbrow pencil, which is my all-time favorite, and the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. So I'm going to go back in to the Natasha Denona Mini Zendo palette. I'm going to take my Refa 13 brush and I'm going to go into this shade here very, very lightly and just smoke that in the corner. Such a pretty shade. Really, really beautiful. And that's my eye look as far as eyeshadow goes completed. I'm then going to go into my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Exagger-Eyes Liner Duo. And I'm going to take the matte black liner end first and I'm just going to push that into the lashes on the outer third. So pretty, and it really does make a difference. I mean, you can do a full-blown liner look with this, but I'm just wanting something a little bit more subtle today. Then I'm going to go into the pearlescent shade and I'm going to line the waterline first off. So pretty. Can you see how much more open that eye looks now? Then I'm going to take the same end of the liner and I'm just going to outline this inner corner just to give it a bit of an inner corner highlight. I have been using this liner daily. Even when I'm not wearing any makeup whatsoever, I just like to add a bit of an inner corner highlight. And when people come to the door to drop off parcels and stuff, which is the only human interaction that I'm getting at this moment in time, you know, it just makes me feel a little better. Okay, so I finished both eyes and I've also added a lick of the Fenty Full Frontal Mascara, which I absolutely adore. There's different sides to this applicator, so you can get much more volume or much more length depending on which side of the applicator you use. So I actually like to use both sides on my upper lashes, but only one side on my lower lashes because I like more of a natural look on my lower lash line. So let's move into bronzer. Now I'm in a bit of a quandary of which bronzer to use, which has never happened to me before, but I seem to be finding bronzers left, right and centre at the moment that are suitable for fair skin tones with a cooler undertone. So my skin tone is actually a neutral undertone, but for bronzers I prefer a cool undertone because it doesn't make me look orange with me being so fair. So I've actually found a couple recently. One of these appeared in my faves and fails, which is the NARS bronzer in the shade Volata, which is just absolutely beautiful. The other one that I found recently, it only came through my door last Thursday and I've not had it off ever since, is the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. And if I hold them up together, you'll see that they are very similar. If you have a fairer skin tone than me, you are going to want to go for the Charlotte Tilbury because it's slightly fairer in tone. And it's just absolutely beautiful. If you've already bought the NARS one though, and you're finding that it's a little bit too heavy for you, use a fluffier brush. That way you'll get less product on the skin and it'll be easier to blend out. Let's go into the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna go into the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer today. I will use the NARS bronzer in another video, but I absolutely love this. And for once, the highlighter actually also suits my fair skin. So, you know, double look there. So such a natural bronzy look this. Like I said, you can build this up quite easily for a more bronzy glow. This one isn't, I think, 100% matte. There is a slight glow to this, but it is only slight. If you prefer a matte bronzer, then the NARS one is definitely the way to go for you. I'm absolutely loving this foundation, by the way. It is so super natural and yet just evened everything out. And I did a foundation review yesterday and the foundation just clung to every single dry patch that I've got. And no dry patches in sight. And believe me, they've not all disappeared overnight. So yeah, this is a great one for anybody with a drier skin. Let's move on to blush. Now, this is the part of the video that I know is just going to complete this look with perfection because I am in love with this next blush. And unfortunately, it's limited edition, so I may have to go and buy another one just in case because, I mean, this is the height of luxury. It comes in its own little bag, and then when you reach into the bag, it comes in its own little velvet pouch, and then you get it out of its velvet pouch, and it's just got a beautiful Chanel sign on the front, which just does things to me. And I've spoken about Chanel before, Chanel and Dior, but mostly Chanel does things to me that I cannot explain. So when you open this, it actually has its own little brush applicator with this. Now, I have never used this brush. It just doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. I like to use my own brush. It does have a cover on there, but when you take the cover off, you will see the most beautiful blush and highlight. Now, I don't generally like blush and highlight duos. This is an exception, and I will explain why. So both of these are similar in shade, both really pinky. This blush has a satin sheen to it. The highlighter is very, very subtle. You can actually use the highlight as a blush as well. So you can put the highlighter all over the cheek and then add the blush on top. You can swirl them both together and use them like that. Or you can use the highlighter where the highlighter is supposed to be and the blush where the blush is supposed to be. So this is a multi-purpose product. If I'm wanting a glowier look, I'll use them both together. If I'm not, I'll use the blush on its own and maybe put a little bit of highlighter on the tops of my cheeks. And because these are so, so beautiful and similar in shade, they complement each other absolutely beautifully. It's a good one. It's definitely a good one. So I am actually going to show you what both of these look like together. So if I just dab into the blush for now, which is so, so beautiful, by the way, the actual imprint on this is like flowers. It's just so, so pretty. And I've used this pretty much daily and still haven't gone through that indentation yet. So it's gonna last me a really long time. So I'm just gonna apply the blush on its own to begin with, which is a beautiful satin blush. So it's not a matte blush. If you're after something matte, this is not going to be it, but it's very, very subtle. So as you can see there, just super, super pretty. Now let me show you what this looks like with the actual highlighter over the top. So I'm just dipping into that really, really, really lightly. And then I'm just going to add that over the top. Can you see? There's very, very little difference. This is so, so subtle. It just adds that beautiful glow to the skin. Very similar to the Hourglass Ambient Lighting blushes, but because you have two of these, you have a choice whether you want that glowy look or whether you want more of a satin look one day. I so love this. Absolutely love this. Okay, let's finish off this look with some lip product. I'm firstly going to line my lips with the NYX Nude Pink liner. It's such a pretty liner, this. And I love the NYX liners. I think they are fantastic for the amount of money that you're spending on them. And once I finish with that, I am going to take my Charlotte Tilbury lip balm in the shade Crystal Happikiss because I want a very, very subtle, natural look today, just with a bit of a shine. And my lips are really quite dry. My lips could have done with a little bit of exfoliation, I think, this morning, but they definitely need deep hydration, and that is definitely what this does. I have done a full-blown review on the Charlotte Tilbury Happikisses. I will link it up here and also in the description box for you. It's not all fantastic news. There are some negatives to this product, but I absolutely adore the shade Happy Love, and this one, Crystal Happikiss, is my ultimate favourite shade. Just very natural, just really, really beautiful, plumping, just smooths out all my lip lines on the body of the lip, and yeah, absolutely love it. So that's it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed watching me play around with all these brand new luxury products. There's been some stunning products in this video. Like I said right at the very beginning of this video, there will be an affordable drugstore version of this video coming very, very soon, so do stay tuned for that. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.